What is going on, guys? Just Connor here, bringing you guys back another deck profile. Today, we're doing Red Eyes, not just like pure Red Eyes, but branded Red Eyes. So Red Eyes is the deck all about potential, owned by Joey Wheeler in the original Duel Monsters anime. A lot of OG fans know that. I'm trying to do some more of the OG fun boss monsters and stuff like Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, that whole ordeal. Anyway, I think Red Eyes is really cool. He's actually like up there on my favorite tier list. I just don't like how he was a level 7 normal monster with 2400 attack. It's worse than Summon Skull, okay? But it needs a little bit more support in my opinion to be as relevant even as like Blue Eyes or Dark Magician. But they've also both gotten way more support than Red Eyes has. And the Red Eyes support that Konami gave Red Eyes is kind of lackluster, and that's just my opinion. I think Red Eyes has a lot of room for improvement, but I think that the things that are here is a good platform. But I think that Konami needs to give Red Eyes some actually really good support. They have, what, 4 or 5 extra deck monsters that are like newer than 2006. But anyway, yeah, I won't hold you up any longer. Here we go with the deck profile. Okay, so kicking things off, we have 2 Red Eyes Black Dragon. So normally you see me argue against playing 2 of like the normal boss monsters like in Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. But in Red Eyes doesn't have the same kind of support that they do in like recycling him as easy. So he's a super brick in your hand. And with that being the case, I don't want to see him like really in my hand. I want to send him to the graveyard and stuff off of that. So I tried playtesting 3, but like I said, 3 bricked way too much. And just to kind of round these guys off, I played the 1 Dark Magician. This is for Dragoon, which I plan on picking up once it comes down a little bit more. But I'll probably end up getting a proxy or something. I'm going to be honest, I don't have a Dragoon because I don't want to spend that money on a Yu-Gi-Oh card, at least not right now. So, yeah, proxy Dragoon into the extra deck is 14 cards. The 15th is Dragoon. So, yeah, 2 and then the 1 Dark Magician. I think that is fine. Continuing with the Red Eyes package, we have 2 alternative. This is not like the Blue Eyes one where you just reveal the Red Eyes and that, or reveal the Blue Eyes and brings it out. This guy really just you have to tribute the Red Eyes, and it's just not as good as the Blue Eyes variant. Like, it's a good card, but they kind of do Red Eyes a little bit dirty with how they give like support for it. Like, they're like, oh, hey, yeah, Red Eyes, here you go. Here's a different version of this card. But instead of making it, like, as good as the other cards, it's like they don't even care. Because these are good cards, but they're not alternative Blue Eyes Dragons, you know what I mean? 1 Flare Metal, Gemini, and it can do 2400 to your opponent. It's kind of like a 3rd Red Eyes Black Dragon. That's another reason I cut it down to 2, is Black Flare kind of acts as a pseudo 3rd Red Eyes Black Dragon anyway. Triple Black Metal Dragon. This is basically the heart and soul of the deck. You basically kind of use this in the same format or style as Dragon Link in that you normal summon it, go into a Striker Dragon, and then search out the Red MD. So, yeah, that's why these guys are in here. And speaking of the Red MD, here's the Red MD to go with them. Red MD used to not fit in the deck as good until Black Metal Dragon came out, but now it's really good. So like I said, bring him out and then you can recycle a lot. I thought about playing Brotar in this build, but like I decided not to. But yeah, these guys just, if you don't know what they do, they search out any Red Eyes card. Most of the time you'll bring out Red MD. But you can kind of nab whatever you need since this is a Red Eyes deck. And then after you have what you need, like if you have like 2 in your hand, it's really not that big of a deal because he can boost the Red Eyes by 600, which a big thing that Red Eyes struggles with is having a big enough attack monster on the field. So yeah, I definitely think you should run 3 of black metals. You might actually be able to cut the red MD if you really wanted to, but I recommend it. It's a pretty good extender and just helps you out in a lot of situations. 2 Blackstone. You could actually run this at 1, but I felt like I wanted to see it more often, so I ran it at 2. Plus, if it gets banished or like your Allure of Darkness it or something like that, you know, if it gets banished, you have another one. But in theory, you don't need more than 1. Once you have it, you have it. And it recycles itself. But like I said, should you banish one or one get banished or whatever the situation is that you need to, or like I said, just wanting to see it a little bit more often came up. So that's why I ran at 2. If you wanted to play test at 1, I wouldn't really blame you. But I do like the 2. The 2 is pretty good. 1 Gearfried the Red Eyes Knight. So this guy is basically in here just for the Red Eyes Warrior fusion. Okay, so what Red Eyes Gearfried does is if there's a equip card equipped to him, he can destroy the equip card and 1 spell trap your opponent controls, so he can just pop one of them. And then you can also pop an equip card equipped to this card and special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster. So what you really equip to him is from the main deck is Black Metal Dragon, obviously. So, but that doesn't really come up a whole lot. Like I said, you mainly use him for fusions, but if he's in your hand, he is a fairly good normal summon. But if you wanted to run a different style of Red Eyes, you could cut this, but I like running a lot of the Red Eyes fusions, so here he is. 2 Tenyi Spirit Vishuddha. So it's a level 7. If you control no normal monsters, you can special summon this card. So he's really to go into like overlay, exceed summon rank 7s. Sorry, I couldn't remember what they were called because I knew they didn't have levels. I was like, what are they called? But yeah, rank 7s. You also can use this for link fodder to go into different things. So yeah, I definitely recommend running 2. 1 Tempest because it's a level 7 and you can bring it out just by banishing a dragon. 1 Noctavision Dragon. This also helps with the with grind games and stuff to recycle level 7s. Noctavision, used for link material, draw a card. And when you special summon a Dark Dragon monster, he can special summon himself. So there's a lot of Dark Dragons in here. So obviously he seems like a pretty good fit. 1 Black and White Dragon, just because, like I said, you do run a good amount of darks and a couple of lights. So they do come up. I might cut these for Alubers or something like that. I'm not too positive yet. 1 Keeper of the Shrine. This is to help search out your polymerization, and this can help get into some of your links and fusions. But yeah, this guy's actually pretty good, and I recommend giving him a try. 1 Fallen of Albaz. This is most of the branded aspect. There's a little bit more, but this is what you use off of your branded fusion, and you can just normal summon and like super poly basically, because he's a walking super poly. Just play him and then super poly an opponent's card. 1 King of the Swamp. You can discard this to get a polymerization. I use this for a couple things in the fusion in the extra deck. So this does actually come up, and it's a pretty cool tech card. I recommend giving it a shot. And 1 Rocket Synchron. So this can bring out Red Eyes because it brings out a level 5 or higher dark. So you can bring it out, and then if you play Chaos Ruler, you can go into Chaos Ruler, or you can link off into like Seals or Ravine, or not Ravine, Romulus, stuff like that. So that's it for the monster cards. Let's get into these spell cards. Triple Red Eyes Fusion. What would a Red Eyes deck be without Red Eyes Fusion? I highly recommend that you run all 3. You just bring out any Red Eyes cards. So yeah, like Dragoon, the Summon Skull one. There's a whole bunch of them. You can just bring out pretty much any Red Eyes fusion. And then 2 branded fusion to go with the fusion cards. You don't really need the 3rd one because you're not playing like a huge amount of branded fusions in the extra deck. You are playing a pretty, like, you're playing enough, but not enough that you need 3 of these, plus the Albion, or the Albaz, my bad. And then the 1 Poly, you search it off of the King of the Swamp, and then it just kind of helps you go into other fusions, like keep playing and stuff, so it's pretty good. 2 Red Eyes Insight, this just searches any Red Eyes card. That's all there really is to say about it. 2 Allure of Darkness, this is your draw power. You draw 2, then you banish 1. I didn't want to run 3 because there are a lot of times that I would play this card and then draw another one, and then I don't want to banish another dark like I'm trying to actually play, so I think 2 is alright. 2 Return the Dragon Lords, this helps in the grind game as well. Like I said, trying to help recycle Red Eyes as much as possible. And then if a level 7 or 8 dragon monster is going to be destroyed, you can banish this from the graveyard instead. So I think 2 of is pretty good. Claw of Hermos, this is just a fun little tech for the deck. You could cut this for a hand trap or something else you find interesting. Like I said, I don't think this is the most competitive version of the deck, but it is a very fun and still fairly good and consistent version of the deck. This is just a very fun card to play, because basically all the deck is dragon, so you play a dragon, play this, and then bring out one of the Hermos fusions, and you can do some pretty cool things. 1 Shrine to try and get Red Eyes into the grave as fast as possible, because you don't want him in the deck, like I said, and then you don't want to draw him, so get him in the grave and then start trying to recycle him and go into place from there. 1 Ravine, like I said, also help get cards in the grave, more Red Eyes into the grave. You search this through Remus in the extra deck, just like you would in Dragon Link. If you wanted to try and play Boot Sector Launch and some of the Dragon Link stuff, that would be pretty cool. That's another route I thought about going with this deck, maybe bumping it up to 50. I think it's about 42 right now, maybe 43. But yeah, maybe like a branded Red Eyes Dragon Link. Maybe run a very small Dragon Link package, but so far this is the build I got. 1 Ravine. 1 for 1, search out your Blackstone or your Black Metal Dragon. This is another reason that you could also cut Blackstone down to 1, is because this is kind of like an extra copy of it. You play it, ditch a monster, and then search it out. Or sometimes you even end up with like Redstone and this in your hand, and then you can ditch the Redstone and bring out Black Metal and then pop off from there. So just interesting things, but I like this setup. It doesn't really like clog up too much. If it's different for you, obviously you can switch the deck up. 1 Foolish Burial, again, to try and get Red Eyes into the deck into the graveyard as fast as possible. With this in here, you could also try a Brave package, because Griffin is level 7. But you'd have to switch up a couple things. I definitely would recommend playing more, like trying to get Chaos Ruler out a little bit more, if you were to play him. And but just food for thought. You know, this deck is pretty flexible. You know, Red Eyes is the potential deck, so the deck can actually like meld with a lot of different things fairly easily. But yeah, moving on. 1 Reborn, because bringing back your monster or your opponent's monster is always cool. And like I said, this also helps to recycle Red Eyes or one of your Exceed monsters, or a Fusion, Link, or even an opponent's monster. Monster Reborn is super underrated in my opinion. I run 3 traps, 1 Return of the Red Eyes, 1 Red Eyes Fang with Chain, and 1 Red Eyes Spirit. These 2 just special summon a Red Eyes, and this is Kunai with Chain, but for Red Eyes. But yeah, nothing too special. Let's get into the extra deck. Starting off with the Xyz, we have 2 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragons. So this is the like the main boss monster of the deck. I love going this guy. He's actually a big reason I got into Red Eyes. I think he's a really cool card. And basically, anytime your opponent breathes, they take 500 points of damage. And you can attach an Exceed material from this card and special summon a Red Eyes. So it's pretty cool. His attack's a little on the low end with 2800, so you can struggle to get over like not Tenyi monsters, Sword Soul monsters and stuff like that. But overall, really good card, can do a lot of burn damage. Something to think about maybe with Mystic Mine. Bring this out and just sit on Mystic Mine, you know. Opponent tries to do something, takes 500 points of damage. Number 11, Big Eye, because it's just cool to take your opponent's monsters. This is it for the Exceeds. I do like Exceeds. I think this deck has more potential for Exceed summoning. So I may switch this up a little bit for the ratios. For fusion monsters, we have the one Ash Dragon. This is to kind of get rid of monsters that the other Red Eyes monsters can't get rid of, or that Big Eye can't target and take control of. That's another reason that I run Big Eye, is because Red Eyes kind of struggles to get over bigger monsters. So Big Eye being able to take them over is like pretty good, and it's really fun, and like kind of pisses people off. But if like the monster can't be targeted or something, you just go into Ash Dragon. And then we play the Lubellion and the Ice Jade, or the Mirror Jade, my bad. So a lot of the times you end up going to Lubellion, and then Lubellion going into the Ice Jade, and then the Ice Jade just banishing the Ash Dragon off of effect. Which is another reason that I would like to play more branded stuff, so that way I don't have to banish the Ash Dragon if I don't have to. But chances are, if Mirror Jade's out and I banish this, there's not really anything else I have to worry about that I can't get over. Because Mirror Jade is pretty beefy with 3000 attack. I'm sorry, I'm trying to avoid the glare of the ring light. So, yeah, and it can nuke the field, or not nuke the field, but banish something off the field. So yeah, like I said, Mirror Jade tends to handle a lot of issues. So, but if it can't, and this is the better choice, then by all means, you know what I'm saying. And then the one, what is this guy called? The Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. He's pretty cool. He's just a retrained version of the old Black Skull Dragon. He does 2,400 points of damage to your opponent for each Red Eyes in your graveyard when he does battle damage. So, yeah, he's just cool. You don't have to run him, but I like him. I like running a lot of the Red Eye stuff. So, one Red Eye Sword. This is usually what you go off of with the Hermos. And then it can give a monster a 2,400 attack boost, which, like I said, also helps run things over. So this is really cool. I think it's fun. I definitely say, like, give it a try. Dark Paladin, you can go into this using the King of the Swamp and Dark Magician. I definitely would probably cut this for another Dragoon. Yeah, for Dragoon. But he's just a cool little tech thing. You don't go into him a whole lot. Like I said, I don't claim this to be super competitive, just really fun, casual. I know that what you can do to make it more competitive, but yeah, just if you want to play more competitive, imagine this is a Dragoon, and then you can switch up whatever you want. So Slash Dragon as well. Slash Dragon's really cool. He can equip a monster to him from the graveyard and give himself 200 attack. And then he has the second effect that when a card effect is activated that targets a card you control, quick effect, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So, sorry, I don't have all these cards memorized yet, so Slash Dragon is actually really cool. I just absolutely love his artwork, especially that secret rare. I just think he looks so cool. So that's a big reason I want to play him. I know he's not like super like game changing, but
like, he does get up to 3k, and, like, he can negate stuff, so he's a negate. But I just think he looks cool, and I think he's a fun card, so... one Striker Dragon. That was it for the fusions. Here's a little bit of links. Striker, you go into with your level 1s to get them off the field. Your black metals, I talked about him earlier. Romulus, this is how you search. 1 Seals, because being able to pop stuff is cool. I thought about cutting this out for like Appaloosa or Access Code or something like that. Or even Dark Charmer. There's just a lot of different things you can play with this deck. So I recommend you just give it a try with what you like. IP and then Unicorn. Just to kind of like have more follow-up. Like you can go to IP and then like go into Unicorn like with certain combos and stuff like that. So it's just lots of little different things you can do. You can switch this up however you want. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what kind of extra deck you guys would run. This is just what I thought was the fun stuff to play. And yeah, it still can do pretty good at like a locals level. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here is my outro.
Okay, guys, that was my branded Red Eyes Black Dragon deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to improve it a little bit before I showed it to you guys. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, how you would improve it. And always open to suggestions. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments, like I said before. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.